Hey guys, this is UC from iTradePrice. It is October 29th, Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Just wanted to review some of the charts that we follow and trade. So we still have 1 day left before the month of October is over. But here's a monthly chart of QQQ, right? From technical perspective, right? Still lower lows and lower highs, so nothing has really changed from that perspective. But but if you look back here in the last I think July, October timeframe, that's where it established all this base. And so far we have held that level and we saw a bounce on a monthly level from this 254 to 55 region, right? So now this monthly bar will close after one more day of trading, and then the new monthly bar starts, right? So from that perspective, from higher level perspective, I think, the green box trades perspective, I think this is the level where, I would be definitely, looking for a long-term buys on some of the names that we like to trade. Because if you just kind of scroll this thing, zoom out this thing, this is, a long-term uptrend lines. That's where it meets. But we don't know if the price will go there or not. But I'm just saying, if it gets there, that's the area you need to be kind of looking for to put some money to work for a long-term basis. Okay. Let's go into the weekly view. Okay, there you go. So weekly view, QQQ, still sort of a higher time frame, down channel, right? But not a bad week for bulls, right? Because the series of higher lows and higher highs in the weekly time frame continues, and we have stopped right, because this is where the bearish breakout started from, right, on this run to the downside. And that's where we exactly sort of banged against this resistance of 284.5. So once if we can clear that one, 293.8, or who it knows, actually it can go all the way down to up to 300, 311, where this larger time frame downtrend line is, right? Usually this price likes to kind of go and travel like that. And this time, if it goes and touches that level, this will be sort of like fourth time, right? So you can definitely include this one as first, second, third, and fourth time it will be the price. And usually it kind of maybe could give a little bit of pullback, and then I've seen usually fourth time it breaks out. Of course, it's not set in stone if it's going to happen like that or not, but just, saying from my experience and observation. On a daily view, not bad. It looks like a sort of an inverse head and shoulder, with this area being the left shoulder head, and this right shoulder. So again, this 284.5 area being the resistance. If we can get above that, the next resistance zone is not until 294, because we have all the support once we were around that price point. And just from the price action perspective, you can see when the price was coming down, when the trend was down, right, we could see all this area over here dominated by red trend bars, gap downs, right, things like that. Any gap up we see, we would fail to see any upside follow through. Similarly, an opposite is going on here, right? You see more bullish trend bars. Any downside move you see, there's lack of downside follow through, right? So that tells you so far the prices are sort of holding their levels, and as long as we are above 272 structure wise, it looks bullish, right? The next level to watch on the upside for a breakout is 284, or you could say 285 for just if you want to round it off. SPX, let's take a look at that. This is a daily view. Let's take a look at a weekly view as well, or might as well just take a quick monthly view. So monthly bar, good reversal, sort of an attempt here, right? It's just that bears do see a little bit of follow through every time this give you a red bar, but that trend is sort of slowing down, I would say. So still in a downtrend and on a larger time frame, but looking in the weekly time frame, we have had actually a nice recovery, right? This past whole week was a nice recovery from this 37.63 all the way to 39.06, right? That's where we kind of have this breakout bars, this bearish breakout bars high, so that becomes our natural key level to target on the upside when the price was coming up. And now if it can go and manage to get above that, definitely 4,000 psychological number, and then 4076, that's where you have all this touch points. In a daily view, good bullish action, right? More bullish trend bars. Bearish bars are not seeing any downside follow through, right? For example, this one, and all these bars couldn't really get the price below this 36, 39 level, right? So that tells you that the price was wanting higher, right? The sellers were not seeing any follow through to the downside. Even Amazon and Apple, the earnings, bad or good, whatever it was, market just, rejected any moves to the downside and came back up. So let's see if it wants to go higher above 39.10 next week. That would be a nice in the pullback. I'd like to see hold 3800, 3805. Okay. Amazon. Let's see, weekly time frame. Earnings came out, really got sold off, but then got bought back up as well. I think after earnings, we did see a low of $89, $88, something like right over here. And folks who just sort of picked that up, so right now I'd say this general area above 100 is holding. Still in a downtrend. I don't like the chart from bullish perspective, right? It's just more bearish bars, right? Upside is not seeing any follow through. Let's see if it can break above this downtrend line for a larger breakout. But unless that happens, you just have to be cautious. We have this gap fill move. We can definitely play it on the upside on up days, strong days, but to hold on to that long, I would like to get above this downtrend line to feel more, comfortable on the long side for this name. Weekly view, Apple, not bad, right? We're trying to reverse this downtrend that's been in this name for some time, right here. More bearish weekly bars, but so far as it got above this downtrend line in a weekly time frame, it's not looking that bad now, right? So we can push towards this 164 level if you can manage to get above 160, 158, right? On a daily time frame, I think it's a little bit better view. You can see, oops, I need to move my cursor right there. So let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, it just looks, this can be the trend line right here. This is where we saw the price getting rejected from as it tries to got back up. So that's where exactly we saw a little bit of pause. So let's see if it wants to flag here, give you some down days with no downside follow through. That will be your tell, right? If you see a lack of structure, lack of bearish bars here, that means it's just consolidating below 158 and it wants higher. Okay. Tesla. Now everybody likes to trade that name. It's all right. It's not bad. I mean, couple of weeks of consolidation. This could be sort of a bear flag or something, but it's just, it's holding this level, but nothing too bullish on the horizon right now from price action perspective, right? We have this outside weekly bar, right? So the range has expanded, right? You can see something like this one, right? The range has expanded. So we'll see if it wants to go above, back test this 258 number, or if it breaks down. Looking at the daily view, it's just holding. Nothing too exciting. As long as it's below 234, 235, I'd be cautious on the long side. If it opens up strong 234, 235, definitely I think it could be worth a short there for a tight stop loss around 240 and see if it rejects this area and then comes back down. Okay, in a lower time frame, let's say in an hourly, I like to bring my levels and see what it's doing. So yeah, I think you can see as long as it's above 218, 222, it can give some hope to bulls around this support zone, this value area right here. Right, it can go kind of sideways and then break above 229, 234 finally for a gap fill, things like that, right? But if it gets back under 218, 216, again, the price action becomes weak at that point in time. Okay, NVDA. Still again in a downtrend, but now trying to get above this long-term weekly downtrend line, right? We got this couple of bullish weeks here as well with higher highs and higher lows. So that does give bulls some confidence that you know, it might have some legs, and let's see how it treats this zone. And then definitely if it can get above that, 146 is where we have multiple touch points. But if it really breaks out above that, 160 can come easy. Earnings can be the catalyst that it can be looking for, right? On a daily view, got this outside daily bullish bar, not bad. That closed above this 137, 136 resistance. So I'd say if it can manage to remain above 130, 132, right? That can be good for bulls. As you can just see, it lacks this downside follow through to any bearish day, right? We got these 3 bearish days recently in the past 2 weeks, and every time we get that, there is lack of downside follow through, right? So that was your clue that the prices are holding, market wants it higher, right? So 128 definitely could be a pullback zone for folks who maybe might have missed this rally. If it gets a move down there, 128, 127, definitely it can try to break above out of this trend line. If we get rejected, at least on the first try here, 128 can be the pullback. Okay. AMD, I know it's was somewhat bear flaggish here, right? As you can see, it's you know, from the risk and reward perspective, this is not a bad area to be short, right? Against 63, I mean, you short around 63, maybe 65, 66 can be your stop loss, just above the high of this bearish bar, right? Because it's just consolidating here. It's not really showing any upside, strong upside, I would say. If you get a close above 63, you can try to see if it can get above 64.5 and try to fill this gap right here. But if it gets rejected hard, then definitely a lot of people who are long against the low of this structure here could be throwing in the towel, and then just, you know, the rally can to the downside can fuel if that happens. Okay, Microsoft also came out with earnings this past week. Not bad. It's fine. It's holding. Again, sideways higher time frame shows that kind of action. Nothing. It's not really trending, right? It's just holding between this 250 and 230 zone since the past, I'd say 4 or 5 weeks now, right? So it's kind of stuck, this premium burn, unless or until you were, you know, getting long here or getting short here. It was just premium burn, nothing too exciting for bulls, as no bullish bar sees any upside follow through. So until or unless that kind of pattern can change, the pressure remains to the downside. Yes, if it can get above 251, 252, we can try to target the uptrend line, right? But if it goes weaker below 230, then definitely, you know, the pressure remains to the downside. Okay, let's look at Google. Also, the earnings are out. No upside actually. You know, mojo here in this one, right? You can see again, first observation is that no upside week sees any follow through to the upside, right? So that's your tell. And this was your support zone, right? The price was bouncing from this area, right? And now this has become your resistance zone. Every time the price gets here around 103, 104, it gets rejected. So if we can manage to get a daily close above that, sure, I can see we can target this 112 area. But unless or until that happens, you know, pressure again remains to the downside on a daily view. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, see, I mean, it did give you a close, but that ended up being a sort of a trap, and then it just market gap down big the other day, and that's where you see people who went long on this breakout just closing their positions, and that adds, you know, more downside pressure. So let's see if this keeps on going down and does not go for a gap fill on the upside. I think 96 to 80 can be a good long-term buy area if we see the price get there and not move to the upside. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Let's do a SPY, or yeah, SPY is not bad. It's actually similar to SPX as well. Same theory, right? You got this support zone right here. Once you got a bearish breakout, right, and now it's just trying to get above this, you know, this area where it kind of broke down from. So let's see if it can stay above 380, 381. And kind of just, you know, go sideways, then definitely we can see a move towards 411, 410, 412, whatever that number is, because that is sort of your downtrend line in a higher time frame, right? And mind you, it will be the fourth time it will be trying to go towards that level. So definitely first touch could be a short, and then if it goes and backs, breaks it out again, then definitely you can play the breakout on that side. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you guys like this little week's video as well. Like if you have any questions, things like that, please do not hesitate to talk. Thank you. Have a good day.